was that you don't have to be a Star Wars fan to enjoy Galaxy's Edge, because the immersiveness of the land itself is what makes it enjoyable, regardless of the IP associated with the land. The immersiveness of the land with the sounds and the music and the characters is what makes it an enjoyable experience. And that wasn't a point that I was considering when we had this conversation. But the more I reflected on it, the more I kept saying, true. And there's not a lot specifically in the land for very small children. If you have a child in a stroller, there's not a lot for them to do in Galaxy's Edge,
Right.
but they can experience it and enjoy the experience, especially if you have a child that's more of a vibe chaser, right? You don't know if your child's going to be a vibe chaser or a ride crusher. So regardless of your age, if you just like the vibes, it can be an enjoyable experience. But I agree with you. And we don't need to rehash a lot of what we said last week about the food and so forth, because look, there are two things food-wise. There are only two things that I think Galaxy's Edge does great. One is the Ronto wrap, which I know you don't care for, but I really like it. And the Black Calf cold brew, right?
The Black Calf cold brew is good. The Black Calf cold brew is really good.
Anything other than that, it's kind of like, okay, you're not really there for the food. I get it, right?
Yeah.
So, but no, I would say, okay, we talked a lot about Galaxy's Edge. Do you have any final thoughts around?
Yeah, no, I wanted to kind of touch on the point. Like, I think to an extent the viewers are right. The TikTok people are right. Like, you can enjoy it just because it's immersive and it's interesting and it draws you in. And that is what makes it successful. That's why it hasn't closed. I mean, like, full stop. I am someone who likes to understand what's going on. And I thought the general public would also like to know what's going on. I guess not. I'm the kind of person that really, really enjoys, like, I want to know what's happening. And I think if you don't know what's happening in Galaxy's Edge, you can be easily flustered. Like, if I didn't know what was going on in the Star Wars universe, I would not enjoy being in Galaxy's Edge. And last little bit, I think it's hard if you don't understand how Star Wars works. I think it's easy to get lost / miss things, like building a lightsaber. Like, that has become, at least it started as a very underground experience that you like whatever. And like, same with the droid situation, like finding those things on a map are quite difficult because it's not supposed to be labeled. It's supposed to be this secret thing. And I think that can be really hard if you don't understand that is just kind of like how Star Wars operates as a story. But it's gotten better as it's been open longer. Like, they now advertise, this is where we do the lightsaber building, like.
Right.
So.
Well, and again, to sort of put a point on this point, it's not a binary argument that we're making. Galaxy's Edge is fine. I love it. I could spend an entire day in Galaxy's Edge. Our point is not that it's not immersive or not good. It was just that if you look at certain categories, I think our point was Toy Story Land was better, especially if you have small kids, than Galaxy's Edge. And that was just our opinion. And of course, some people chimed in with a different opinion. I keep adjusting the light in front of me because, I got to make sure I'm doing the proper amount of aura farming as we're on video.
I would just leave the light. The light is fine.
It's not going to help the farming of my aura any, depending on the light at my point in life. All right. Okay. I'm just trying to be cool. All right.